When will you start cooking food, this woman?
Day 47. That's how long it's been since my wife cooked a meal. Not breakfast, not dinner, nothing. But she's ordered food 132 times. I know because I checked the bank statement this morning, and what I saw made my hand shake. This isn't a joke. This isn't an exaggeration. This is my actual marriage right now. And if you are married to someone born after 1997, you need to hear this. It started small, like it always does. Babe, I'm tired. Let's just order something tonight. Reasonable, right? Everyone's tired sometimes. That was 6 months ago. Now it's every single day. Breakfast from Bolt, lunch from Glovo, dinner from Jumia Food. Yesterday, she ordered breakfast at 11 a.m. Then at 2 p.m., she asked, what should we eat for lunch? I said, there's rice in the fridge from yesterday. She looked at me like I suggested we eat dirt. That's old food, she said. I want something fresh. The rice was literally 18 hours old. Let me give you context. I'm not some old traditional guy trying to control my wife. I'm 32, she's 24. We got married 2 years ago. I thought I knew what I was getting into. She's beautiful, educated, social media savvy, has 50,000 followers on Instagram. Her content? Food reviews. Every meal she orders, she photographs it. Bay Food is her handle. The irony? She doesn't actually cook any of it. Before we got married, I asked, do you cook? Of course, she said, I love cooking. On The Sims, on TikTok cooking videos, in her mind. But in reality, the kitchen is a museum in our house. We could charge admission. Month 1 of marriage, she cooked 3 times. I thought, okay, we're adjusting. Month 2, she cooked once. Month 3, 0. I didn't say anything. I'm not that guy. I can cook. I've been cooking for myself. But here's what I noticed. Every time I cooked, she'd eat a little, then say, I'm not that hungry. 2 hours later, I'd hear the doorbell, delivery. She was ordering food after eating my food. One night, I made jollof rice. Spent 2 hours on it. Proper party jollof, not regular jollof. She took 3 spoons. It's good, babe, but I'm craving shawarma. She ordered shawarma while my jollof sat there, insulted, disrespected. That was my villain origin story. But I still didn't say anything. Why? Because I thought I was being modern, supportive, not controlling. Until I checked the bank account. Last month, we spent 487,000 naira on food delivery. Let me repeat that. 487,000 naira just on ordering food. For context, that's almost my father's monthly salary. He's a senior civil servant. We're spending my father's salary on KFC, Domino's, and Chicken Republic. I sat her down, showed her the bank statement. Babe, look at this. This is unsustainable. She looked at the numbers, then at me, then back at the numbers. So, that's almost 500,000 naira. Yeah, but we both work. We can afford it. We can't actually. We're supposed to be saving for a house. We'll save next month. We did not save next month. I started doing math. It's tough, oh. If we keep spending like this, in 5 years, we'll have spent over 29 million naira on food delivery. 29 million naira. That's a house. That's a car. That's our children's school fees. That's retirement. All going to Bolt drivers and restaurant owners. I'm literally financing someone else's dreams while mine die in a delivery box. But it's not even about the money anymore. It's about what it represents. My wife doesn't know how to boil rice. I'm not being dramatic. She literally doesn't know. One day, I challenged her. Okay, let's cook together today. No ordering. She agreed, said it would be cute couple content for her Instagram. We decided to make simple spaghetti, pasta, tomato, onion, basic. She put the pasta in the pot before the water boiled. I said, babe, wait for the water to boil first. Why? It's all going to mix anyway. She put salt in after the pasta was done. In the plate, not while cooking. She asked me, do I peel the tomatoes? You don't have to, but how do you even peel a tomato? This is a 24-year-old woman with a university degree. She doesn't know how to peel a tomato. The pasta came out as a solid block, like a brick. We could have used it for construction. She took one bite, said, this is why we order food, and pulled out her phone. But here's what broke me. Her friends. One day, her 3 friends came over, all Gen Z, all married within the last 2 years. They sat in my living room and I heard their conversation. "Girl, I haven't touched my stove in 3 months," one said. "3 months? Amateur. I don't even know if my stove works," another replied. They laughed. They actually laughed. Then one of them said, "Our husbands are always complaining about money. Like, sir, didn't you marry me to take care of me? Taking care includes feeding me." They all agreed enthusiastically. That's when I realized this isn't just my wife. This is a whole generation. Gen Z women, not all, but many, have been raised in an era where convenience is a right, not a luxury. They grew up with smartphones, with apps for everything, with instant gratification. Why learn to cook when you can order in 15 minutes? Why meal prep when Bolt exists? Why struggle when you can just tap, 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 food appears? And look, I get it. Technology is supposed to make life easier, but there's a difference between using technology and being dependent on it. My wife can't survive without food delivery apps, literally. If both Glovo and Jumia Food shut down tomorrow, she would starve. Not because she's lazy, but because she genuinely doesn't know how to feed herself. Last month, we had a power outage. NEPA took light for 3 days. No electricity meant no way to charge phones. Her phone died on day 2. I watched her panic, actual panic, like the world was ending. "How will I order food?" she asked, genuinely distressed. "We have gas, we can cook," she said. "Cook what? We don't have food." "We have rice, eggs, vegetables." "I can't cook that." "I'll cook it." "But how will I post it if my phone is dead?" That was her concern. Not that we had food, but that she couldn't post about it. I cooked, she ate. She hated every moment because it wasn't aesthetic. 2 weeks ago, I finally snapped. She said, "Let's order food," for the 4th time that day. I said, "No." She looked confused, like I spoke in a foreign language. "What do you mean no?" "I mean, we're not ordering food today, we're cooking." "But I don't want to cook." "Then you're not eating." She laughed, thought I was joking. I wasn't. "Babe, I'm hungry." "Then cook something, or I'll cook and you can help." "I don't know how to help." That's exactly the problem. She got angry, started crying, said I was being controlling, said I was trying to turn her into a housewife, said I was stuck in the 1950s. I said, "No, I'm trying to make sure we don't go broke and you don't lose basic life skills." Basic life skills? Cooking isn't a life skill anymore. That's what technology is for. Technology is supposed to help you, not replace you. We didn't talk for 2 days. On day 3, I found her in the kitchen. She was watching a YouTube video on how to make eggs. That's when I understood something. She wasn't being difficult. She genuinely didn't know. Her mother, brilliant woman, CEO of a company, never taught her to cook. Why would she? They had house helps, they ate out, they ordered in. My wife grew up in a house where cooking was outsourced. Then she got married and expected the same lifestyle, but without the CEO salary. She wasn't being entitled, she was being herself, the product of her environment. And I married that environment. I thought love would fix it. It doesn't. But here's what scared me. What happens when we have children? Will she order baby food every day? Will she teach our daughter that cooking is beneath her? Will our son grow up thinking meals just appear from apps? What kind of family are we building? Last week, something changed. Her phone broke completely. Screen shattered, won't turn on. Repair will take a week. For 7 days, my wife had no phone. Day 1, she used my phone to order food. Day 2, I accidentally left my phone at work. Day 3, she sat in the living room staring at the wall. "I'm hungry," she said. "Kitchen is that way," I replied. "I don't know what to make." "Figure it out. I did when I was 12. She went to the kitchen. I heard sounds, pots clanging, water running, cabinet doors opening and closing. An hour later, she came out with rice. Plain white rice, slightly burnt at the bottom, no sauce, just rice. But she made it by herself, from scratch. She sat down and ate it, didn't say a word. The next day, she made rice again. This time, she added egg and vegetables. Day 5, she attempted jollof rice. It wasn't party jollof, it wasn't even home jollof, but it was rice and it was red and she made it. Day 7, she got her phone back. First thing she did, ordered food. But something had shifted. Now, she orders food 4 times a week instead of 3 times a day. She cooks 3 times a week. Not well, not Instagram worthy, but she cooks. Last week, she made breakfast, scrambled eggs on toast. She took a photo, but she didn't post it. Why not? I asked. It doesn't look good enough, but it tastes good. It tastes edible. Progress. Our food budget dropped from 487,000 naira to 180,000 naira last month. We are saving 300,000 naira monthly now. In a year, that's 3.6 million naira. In 5 years, 18 million naira. That's a down payment on a house. But here's what I learned. This isn't about cooking. It's about dependence versus independence. It's about comfort versus capability. It's about what happens when convenience becomes a crutch. My wife is brilliant, educated, hardworking, but she was crippled by convenience, and she's not alone. I started noticing it everywhere. Gen Z couples spending their entire salaries on delivery. Young families with no savings because everything is outsourced. People who can't function when technology fails, and it will fail. Power goes out, apps crash, money runs out. What then? I'm not saying everyone needs to be a chef, but everyone should know how to feed themselves. Not Instagram perfect meals, not TikTok worthy content, just basic survival. Because the difference between thriving and surviving is knowing what to do when the app doesn't open. My wife is learning, slowly. She still orders food more than I would like, but last week she made dinner without me asking. It wasn't perfect. The chicken was a bit dry, the rice was a bit mushy, but she made it and she was proud. And for the first time in months, we ate together without her phone at the table. No photos, no posting, no bae food, just us and slightly dry chicken and slightly mushy rice. And it was perfect. So let me ask you something. If all the food delivery apps shut down tomorrow, could you feed yourself? Could your spouse? Could your family? If the answer is no, you're not living in convenience. You're living in dependence. And dependence is comfortable until it isn't. My wife said, let's order food again yesterday. I said, let's cook together. She sighed, but she agreed. We made pasta together. It wasn't perfect, but here's what I realized while we were cooking. This isn't about the food. It's about whether we are building a life or just ordering one. And you can't order a life, no matter how good the app is. So the next time someone says, let's order food, ask yourself, are we ordering out of convenience? Or are we ordering because we've forgotten how to do anything else? Because one of those is fine, and the other one is exactly how you end up spending 29 million naira on KFC. Trust me, I've done the math.